periods, but just recently, the sudden death overtime. I really like it. Instead of criteria deciding, they go right into an immediate position where the first score wins.
And there are 3 officials, a referee, you'll see him out there right now, he's mic'd, a judge and a mat chairman, and they'll be shifting back and forth in positions from time to time. And you may, before it's over, you may see a Soviet out there doing some too. There's a passivity zone on the mat. We'll be telling you that gold circle as you see it. And the referee right now is up against the 105-pounders, against each other, young Mihhail Kушnir against Tim Vanni. And Kушnir is very, very tough. He once beat Vanni.
Well, he pinned Vanni, but it was really a closer match than the pin indicated. It was a close match. He finally caught Vanni at the end of the match. This match will have a lot of activity.
Well, we should say that the referee is actually Soviet. We do have the Soviet coach out there. Looks like Atamanov to me.
Right, that's a tradition. When we go over to the USSR, we always have someone on the mat as a referee, and here the same holds true.
Here we are, no points scored yet at 105.5. This is a difficult situation, and I would give it right now to the Soviet. He has not scored yet, and Vanni's going to scramble with him. There's the point. A takedown, 1 point. A takedown for Kушnir, who's now going to try to turn Vanni over.
Well, he's got his wrist tied up there, and it's a tough situation for Vanni. Tim Vanni really is getting himself in trouble early, and this is not what we want to do against the Soviets. They like to score early, and then they like to slow the match down. We do not want to get into the situation we just got ourselves in.
Well, Tim Vanni has said that the one thing he doesn't want to do that got him in trouble the last time against this young Soviet is get caught on the bottom for a long period of time.
That's right. He likes a lot of action from the feet. Tim Vanni is really on the verge. He hasn't broken into the medal contention yet worldwide, but he's just that close to doing it. He uses a variety of attacks from the feet.
You see this 2-on-1 tie-up by the Soviet. That's one of their best moves. The U.S. has begun to use it. Lots of wrestlers in this country use it now. 2 arms on 1. Now he goes into a fireman's carry, and let's see what happens. He got the takedown. Exposure? No.
I'll tell you, that looked real close to a 2-point exposure for Tim Vanni there, and I don't know. It looks like they agreed with, all referees agreed that that was just 1.
4-0 now.
Nope,
4-2, 4-2,
That's right.
Say.
I saw that 2-point exposure as Tim Vanni came down. So Vanni scored 2.
And the Russian exposed his own back.
And then the Russian came up with a point for a takedown. Vanni really initiated that move there.
Yes. Okay, let's take a look at it.
Here he hooks the leg right here, and so he drives through. As he drives through, he exposes the Russian's back, but the Russian comes around for the point.
We have 40 seconds to go in this first 3-minute period. You see Vanni trying to come back now. He has the front headlock. They're near the edge here. You see, this is where Vanni wants to be, but he wants to be able to score from this tie-up. He has only 20 seconds to do it in.
Now this is a situation he needs to score in here, and it looks like he has a good opportunity. There he goes.
He got one. It's 4-3.
Tim Vanni really gets up for the dual meets.
Four to 3, and they have a 1-minute break in between. It's Kушnir 4 and Tim Vanni 3.
Well, you know, there was a good example. The Soviet Union team really likes to get out and score a couple of points quick, and then they like to slow the match down. And what we don't want to get into is a situation where we get behind fast. Now, Tim Vanni has come back real well, but he needs to get in there and control the match. Right here, he really posts Kushnir's head, clears his legs, and gets around for the 1-point takedown, making the score 4-3 in favor of Kушnir.
That's the American huddle now with Tim Vanni. Has a good deal of international experience. As we said, he wrestled Kушnir once before. He was in a tough match. He said he found himself on the bottom a little bit too long, and he got turned over and he got pinned in a tough spot by this same young wrestler from the Soviet Union, who is really the baby of this Soviet team. There's Yurigin, the great coach of the Soviet Union. He was one heck of a wrestler, and he's also one heck of a tough coach.
Well, this should be an active last period. Both wrestlers really like to have a lot of action. And like I said, Vanney has a variety. You may see a good single leg crossover to a double. He even has a great arm spin when he has it.
Took a real low leg shot, and whomp, he tied it up in a hurry. It's a little chain wrestling there.
The momentum is definitely with Vanney now, and he needs to keep this going. He needs to break the Soviets' routine.
Soviets get very serious about it if they get into a tough match right away from home. And this is not the way that Coach Yurigin of the Soviet Union wanted it to go. We're very soon going to call them up to their feet because Soviets are good on the body.
Right. They're very, very good countering. They're hard, very difficult to turn. But what we like is to get a lot of action going.
And again, Vanney, with a front headlock position, went for the far leg, did not score at the end. And it's 4-4 again as they come back to the center. They've used half a minute here in the third period. Vanney of the USA in the blue, Kuzhnir of the Soviet Union in the red. And the Soviet has the 2-on-1 tie again.
And sometimes I think we panic a little bit when they get the 2-on-1 with us. And we have got to get over that and not let them get into this situation. Vanney needs to get out of this 2-on-1 situation and not give the Soviet his...
Out of bounds. 1 point. This is a point for the Soviets. And there's some disagreement with the officials. No, they did agree with him.
2 points.
2 points.
He said they exposed his back.
So it's a 2-point takedown with exposure for Kuzhnir, and he's now back up again by 2, and Vanney has to come back in the last period.
In that takedown, Kuzhnir not only took Vanney to the mat, but he exposed him to the back for 2 points, making it 6-4 lead.
Here comes Kuzhnir around. He's showing his speed in this last period. And there's a point for Kuzhnir because he took him out of bounds in the single leg position.
7-4 now. They did give him 1.
That's 1 point for being in that takedown position and taking the man out of bounds. It's in international wrestling, you're better off if you stay in bounds. So you want to be the man with the leg when you go out.
That's right. And the sooner you learn that, the faster you're going to score a lot of points.
Soviets with a collar and underhook. And that's the same as a warning right there. Nobody's been cautioned here. For his first time in the United States and maybe 3 days off the plane, Kuzhnir has looked very, very good in the last period. That was a missed throw by Vanney, and it doesn't count against him.
Well, Vanney needs to get on the attack right now, come up with a couple of 2-point exposures. He needs to score at least 3 to get into that new sudden death rule. He's behind 7-4.
But he has his back to the mat now. Now he's where he wants to be in the middle. He can drive
right here. He needs to get that 1. Now he needs to expose Kuzhnir's back for at least 2.
It's 7-5. Now there are only 20 seconds for Vanney to do it. And Kuzhnir looks very good on the bottom.
They're just extremely hard to turn in that bottom position.
He'll call him back up, but there won't be much time left. 9 seconds. So Vanney's going to have to think of something fancy here.
Has to come up with some kind of multiple point move.
Missed a throw, and he's going to be exposed. That's for 2, and that locks it up at the end.
Now they gave Vanney 2, and they gave Kuzhnir 1, giving Kuzhnir an 8-7 victory. Now that was a planned move by Vanney. He caught the arm and rolled him through, but Kuzhnir came back for control. It was a game move on Tim Vanney's part.